For this video, we're going to go over how to make a presentation, which is going to be inserted on the slide for your assembly animation. Now, on the home screen, go ahead and select New Presentation. For this, you're going to need your completed assembly. When you select the presentation file, it goes to an open dialog box in which you're going to select your assembly file. Again, you'll want to make sure that this is completed because one of the things that we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be exporting a video. Once you select it, go ahead and select Open. Now the box that comes up on this, we have Snapshot Views, which is over on the right side of the screen. We have your browser, and at the bottom, we have a storyboard. Now, defaultly, the storyboard is collapsed, but there's a little button next to the magnifying glass to expand it, in which you're going to see the parts as you add the different tweaks to them. Before we move anything, I want you to go ahead and make a snapshot. So this is the snapshot of everything assembled and put together. We're also going to be taking another snapshot where everything is disassembled. In order to move any of the components, that's called a tweak. So we're going to go ahead and select Tweak Component, and then you're going to select the part that you want to move. You can move it by moving it about a plane or an axis. So the move is a linear direction. There's also a rotate option where you can rotate about an axis. Now, for either one of them, you would select either the plane or the axis that you're moving it, and then you're going to specify a distance. You want to be careful when you move it and you select your component. Pay attention to the direction that the arrow is going into. If you're pulling into the same direction as the arrow, then that's the positive direction. But if you're going in opposite, then you want to give a negative value. In order to select multiple components, you'll want to hold down the Control key on the keyboard and click the components that you want to move. So for the reeds, if you have multiple reeds, hold down Control and select each of the reeds to move all at once. And then again, you're going to move it a specified distance and apply it. Now you can apply by either hitting Enter on the keyboard or hitting the check mark. Now if you moved one reed but didn't move another one, you'll see that on the storyboard the movements are staggered. If you hold Control and select multiple things at once, you can actually right click on it then and set Align Start Time. If you want two things to happen with the same part, let's say a movement in the one direction and another so that it moves at an angle, you could do that. Or let's say you want it to move and rotate at the same time. So like if I'm choosing rotate, I'm going to do that by specifying the number of degrees. If multiple rotations would be multiple of 360 degrees. So you notice here I have this movement and this movement on the same row but at two separate spots. If I click and drag it, then I can move that particular tweak along my storyboard. If I want them to happen at the same time, then I'm going to go ahead and drag it on top of the other one. If I want them to overlap, then I would overlap them. And if I need to go back and change it, there's a little arrow next to that part that if I expand it, I can see each of those movements to be able to move them in better detail. If I decide that I don't want it at the same time, I want to overlap it or vice versa, then I can still go back and change that. So now that it's all set apart, I'm going to go ahead and take another snapshot view. Now these snapshots are going to be used in the drawing file so that when we have our different views here, these will actually be the ones that are going to be set so that we can describe the different view, detail the parts, what they are, the order, all kinds of things from the drawing file. But in order to use the drawing file with this version of Inventor, we needed to do snapshots. Now, if you want the video to have the disassembly and assembly, you're going to need to add another tweak and just basically reverse the order. So that you have your disassembly and then your assembly. When you're happy with the different views that you have, then you can go ahead and select video, limit it to the storyboard range. If you want to have the video to be in reverse order, select reverse. You can choose a custom window size if you'd like, or one of the selected ones. Give it a name. Make sure that it's saving it to the appropriate folders. And then we're going to be changing the format from WMV to AVI. AVI is a format that is more widely accepted on multiple different video editors, so that's why we're going to be using that one. Then go ahead and select OK. For the compressor, select Microsoft Video 1. You can leave the compression quality as is, and then hit OK. Now, in order to put the video into your Google Drive, you're going to need to upload it. So you can either drag and drop it from your H drive, or in your folder in your Google Drive, you can go to New, File, Upload, and browse for it. Then when you go to insert it into your document, you're going to go to Insert, Video, and Google Drive. Now, it will take a little bit of time for it to process the video, so you might not see it immediately. So then to put it in, you just select it and it will go ahead and insert. That's how you make the video. Good luck. Have fun.